Under 5 minutes remaining. Somerville in traffic, lost it. Hamlin comes away with it to pieces. Up for Badrew, who puts it down, plus a foul. Badger's last 5 games, he's 16 for 29 from the floor. Poser, he's also been efficient, and he knocks down a 3. Pieces has had a career day, 22 points, make it 24. Bleachmore up top, floats it down low to Smith. Good pass, Johnson slams it in. Woods out to King. Big 3. Bullseye. Roman, top of the arc. Puts her head down, heads toward the basket. Count it and one. Adora Groman with a 3-point play opportunity. Pieces with 5 on the clock. Step back 3 for the lead. Got it! Yeah, Coach Begin says he takes pride in his defense, and on cue, Dorsey with the steal. Blocked by Metcalf from behind. Pieces looks at the clock. Makes his move to the basket, spins, puts it up, and in! Now Maris hasn't scored in a little over 2 minutes. Schofield tried to pass it across the baseline. It got picked off by Dowdell. Hinton splits 2, finishes +1. Cerlini had it taken away. Here comes Pratt in transition, floats it up. Metcalf slams it down. Badrew, left block, double team. Out to Poser, shot clock at 8. Davide stops on a dime to McComb. Good in isolation, drives his way through the defense and lays it in. UNH is playing its final home game of the regular season. And tonight, it's the Boulder Battle as the Wildcats take on the Maine Black Bears at Lundholm Gymnasium. And we thank you for joining us courtside alongside the coach, John Scheinman. I'm Joe Weil. Well, the last time these two teams matched up was in late January, and Maine smoked UNH by 25 points. But since then, the Black Bears, they've gone 2-4 over their last 6 games. And then on the other side for the Wildcats, coach, 4-2 over their last 6. February in Durham, New Hampshire. Snow is already down to the ground, and we have some more on the way. But in America East, the race for seeding is heating up. And today, the UNH Wildcats look to climb the standings as they take on UMass Lowell. And we thank you for joining us courtside at Lundholm Gymnasium. Alongside the coach, John Scheinman, I'm Joe Weil. UMass Lowell is leading by 12, 68-56 against UNH with 7:43 left in the second half. And Quentin Mincy, coach, he's had quite a game.
What a game he's had. He's 7 of 14 from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3. Defends, passes, helps teammates up. Probably drove the bus here from the hotel in Portsmouth. Maybe he cooked the fellas the pregame breakfast. My point is, he's doing it all for Coach Pat Duquette's club.
And once again, coach, he's played every minute of this game. That's been the case for 5 of the last 6 games, which is no easy task considering they've played 2 overtime games in that stretch.
Like I say, he gets the Tom Thibodeau Award.
That went right through John O'Neill. Another turnover for the Wildcats, their 10th of the game.
Good design after the timeout, just didn't get it to execute. Pieces does a great job deflecting the ball right there. Wildcats have numbers.
Poser, 3-pointer. Yes!
That's what they needed. Single digits. Lowell's let a lot of these games slip away of late. Wildcats have come back and had some historic victories of late.
See if they can do it again. Did it against UMBC on a 15-3 run to close out that game and win by 1. Another turnover generated by the Wildcats defense.
Deflections, Wildcats defense significantly better in the second half.
Saunders lets it fly. No good. That would have been a big one to cut it to 6.
That'd have been a gigantic 3. Lowell's going to slow it down, have a long trip.
And a foul against John O'Neill, and that's the 7th against UNH here in the second half. So
what you see if we see that one again, O'Neill's fighting with his hands and not moving his feet. And this is a nice steal by Pieces. And if that shot, nothing but nylon. Nice job on that transition by UNH. 1-and-1 opportunity here for Somerville. I'll let you say it, Joe.
He's an 81% free throw shooter, and he's 6th, the front end of a 1-and-1. Missed free throw on a 1-and-1.
Missed front end. The front end. Front ends are critical.
Of a 1-and-1 is the same as a turnover.
Wasted trip.
I didn't put it quite the same way you do.
Oh, you didn't coach. Just trying to emphasize the importance of free throws. It's not a foul shot, it's a free throw. Foul shots for baseball are bad chicken.
The wisdom of the great John Scheinman on display.
Far too kind, Joe.
11-point game. Poser spins out to pieces. He drives. Little contact and floats it in.
Acrobatic. Wildcats doing a great job of sticking around.
Back down to a 9-point game. Somerville. Left side to Covington. Comes down to Brooks, picked up by O'Neal. Now back up top, Somerville. Shot clock at 5. The freshman behind the arc. Poked away by Hanlon, and it's a shot clock violation anyway.
Great defense by the Wildcats. Cut it, continue to cut into the lead. Look at this acrobatic shot. That was phenomenal. Pieces quietly is up to 7 after being held scoreless for the first 25 minutes of the contest.
So it's a single-digit deficit now for the Wildcats. Emmanuel Pomo just checked in. John O'Neal comes out.
And Pomo has 4 fouls.
Starting lineup on here for the Wildcats. Pieces, 2-pointer, spills out. Last touch by Morris III, though, and it's still Wildcats basketball.
Wow, that was the whole emblematic of the day right there. Pieces shot was down and came out, and then Morris had the rebound, and it just slipped out of his hands. And those are the struggles that the Riverhawks have had closing out games of late. We couldn't have planned that emblematic situation any better.
The Wildcats still with some life on this possession. Pieces rises and hits.
Love it. Coach Duquette told us we got to contain Pieces. Second half, they've had no answer for him.
He's up to 10. The Wildcats have cut it down to 6. Under 5 minutes remaining. Somerville in traffic, lost it. Hamlin comes away with it. To Pieces, up for Badrew, who puts it down, plus a foul.
That was one of the best plays we've seen all year, Joe. But Jawari Hamlin had the presence of mind to make the pass, knowing his teammate was ahead. But look at Jawari Hamlin, not looking, just throwing it. High IQ.
All of a sudden, this Lundholm Gymnasium crowd has some life. And Badrew has an opportunity to cut it to a single possession here with this and one.
That was beyond impressive. And now, Joe, as we've talked about all game, the mental aspect plays into it. Riverhawks have not closed these out, and they didn't get a rebound.
Pomo tracks down the board. Pieces to the rack, lays it in. 2-point game.
Wow. Crowd's into it. The energy's back. Wildcats 7-0 run. The last 145.
And a foul against Badger, so that'll send Morris III to the line. It's actually a 9-0 run now for UNH over the last 2 minutes, roughly.
And it's 17-4 over the last 5:08, Joe. And look at this move by Pieces. And this is still 1-1, so this is critical free throw for Morris.
And, Coach, you hit it right on the head. The second chances here for the Wildcats over the last couple trips down offensively have really hurt the Riverhawks, and now Morris III at the line
and
for a front end of a 1-on-1.
And the crowd's going bananas because if he misses both, they get free chicken. I don't know how that works in a 1-on-1, but that's... And you hear the disappointment. That's a great answer by Sammy Morris. Cam Morris III.
Clutch free throws from Cam Morris III.
Cam Morris III had a phenomenal first half. Big time free throws right there, stopping the Wildcats run. It's now at 17-6.
Poser in the paint, out to Hamlin. He finds Pieces, three-pointer. Got it!
Unconscious is Mr. Pieces. It's up to 15.
Sammy Pieces is 4 for his last 5 from the floor. And it's a 1-point game. Somerville on the drive, finds Brooks, and he flips it up and in.
That's the best way to stop a run. Get the ball to the most efficient player in the conference, down low. Mature set by the Riverhawks that time to slow down the Wildcats.
So Brooks is up to 20, and he's 10 for 12 from the floor. Pieces. And the foul will be
on Pieces, Joe. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Yep.
I think it was a good call. Probably see that when we come back from break.
That's his second personal, but Pieces has come alive here in the second half. 4 for his last 5 from the floor, and 3 of his last 4 have been makes from downtown.